Hello students, I am Aranya Devi, your English teacher. Hope you are all pretty good. I feel you have viewed, liked and got an idea about the portion of the lesson, the town mouse and the country mouse. Hope you have learnt and written the assigned work glossary 2 times in your English notebook. Let us revise the completed portion before we commence the today's session. Country mouse has written a letter to town mouse to know about his health condition. He also expressed that he would like to visit town and make sure that he is all right, means fine. Town mouse sent a telegram to country mouse. It was received by country mouse. After some days, country mouse arrived in the town. Town mouse received him. But the country mouse felt dreadful due to the traffic in the town. He also got headache due to the noises made by vehicles. Town mouse said proudly, "You can eat as much as you like by showing the plenty of food in the kitchen cupboard." Just then there was a sound like thunder and town mouse shouted, "Run, cousin, run, run." Country mouse was scared and felt his heart beating was very fast. He asked what happened. Town mouse whispered, "Wait, wait," means spoke in a very quiet voice. Let us persist rest of the lesson. When everything was silent again, the town mouse crept out of the hole. He was quite cheerful again. When everything was silent again means here they heard a loud noise and immediately they went inside the hole. Again it was silent, then they crept out of the hole. Crept means moved slowly and quietly. He was quite cheerful again. Again town mouse was happy. No one is there. We can be very happy. "Come out now, cousin," he said. Who is cousin? Country mouse. Town mouse said to country mouse, "You can come out now. No problem. No need to feel any sort of fear." That was only somebody opening the cupboard door. Somebody means unknown persons to us. Somebody has opened the cupboard door. That's why I felt scared. Again they have closed now. No need to bother. We are safe now. But they were not safe for very long. What does it mean by this? They were not in a safe zone for much time. Again someone has come and has opened the door. Twice more means more than 2 times it happened. They had to run for safety when somebody opened the cupboard door. When anyone comes and opens the cupboard door, again they should go and run away to save their lives from them. The country mouse got quite tired of running and hiding. Country mouse was vexed by doing this all. It felt very unhappy. It was unable to tolerate this all. "I want to go back to the country," he said. Who said? Country mouse said, "I want to go back to my countryside. We may not get much food there. We will not get this much quantity of food there. But what will be there? But at least we can eat in peace. The little amount of food what was available to us can be eaten with peace of mind." So the next day, the country mouse went back to his house in the country. And the town mouse stayed on in his cupboard in the town. So next day what happened? Country mouse went back to his countryside, means village. And where did the town mouse stay? So town mouse continued to stay in his cupboard in the town. Country mouse continued to live in his countryside. Town mouse continued to live in the town. And as far as I know, as related to my knowledge or whatever I know, they did not visit each other again. They did not visit each other. They did not meet once again from then onwards. So by this we have completed teaching part of the lesson, children. Hope you have understood the lesson very clearly. Now let us go through the textual exercises. Glossary. This is textual glossary mentioned at the end of the lesson. And if you observe, here they have given parts of speech of each and every word. You have to remember those also. You should learn and practice to use this glossary while communicating with others as it develops the skills of vocabulary. Answer the following questions. In the textbook they have given 12 questions, children. In your material, answers will be there for these questions. Try to read at least 3 questions and practice them in your notebook. Choose the best answer from the choices given to complete each sentence. Here they have given 4 questions and they have given 3 options for each question. And in the next Roman, say whether the following statements are true or false. Correct the wrong statements. These are the exercises given at the end of the lesson. By this you can check at what level you have understood the lesson. Go through the questions carefully and options also carefully before you select the correct option. And here they have mentioned correct the wrong statements. Corrected statements can be written in your notebook very clearly without any grammatical mistakes. Vocabulary. The following sentences are from your lesson. Read them carefully and tick the correct meaning of underlined word in each sentence. Here if you observe, they have given 5 sentences. For each sentence, 3 options were given. What is the common point in all the 5 sentences? They have underlined a word in each sentence and you have to select the correct option from the given options. How can you answer this exercise without any mistakes and correctly? You should have a knowledge of textual glossary and at the same time you have to go through the difficult words meanings in your textbook also. Then you can answer this exercise very well. The underlined words are given from your textbook sentences only. See, for example, he has asked me to spend a week in the countryside. Option A land with the towns and cities. Option B, a neighboring country. Option C, a land outside towns and cities with the fields, woods, etc. What is the correct answer? Option C, a land outside towns and cities with the fields, woods, etc. Like this, even though you know the meaning of the underlined word, go through all the options carefully. Fill in the blanks using appropriate phrases given below. Here they have given phrases here, means phrasal verbs. And what should you do? They have given one paragraph with fill in the blanks also. You have to fill in the blanks with the correct phrasal verbs given in the box. And for doing this, what should you know? You should know the meaning of those phrasal verbs also. I have already told you the definition of phrasal verb in the earlier part of the lesson. What is the definition of the phrasal verb? Phrasal verb means a combination of a verb and a preposition or an adverb. As a phrasal verb gives different meaning. If you observe, looked around. Looked gives different meaning. Around gives different meaning. As a phrasal verb, again looked around gives a different meaning. That should be observed by you carefully. You have to learn and remember the meanings of these phrasal verbs because you can use these phrasal verbs at the time of communicating with others also. For example, see, looked around. We have come across this word, this phrasal verb looked around in your lesson also. To find or search for something. Plenty of, more than enough, more than enough. Like this, you should go through the meanings of each phrasal verb carefully. Then you can answer very well. Plenty of means what, children? Sufficient amount. Full of. As much as possible or as many as possible or having no empty space. Piece of, a portion of. Got off means get down from a vehicle. See here, Rambabu started his journey to his grandfather's village. He caught a train to reach the village. The train arrived at the station. At the time, he was hungry and thirsty. As soon as he dashed the train. What will be the correct option there? Looked around. Even though you know the answer of the first blank, just you don't keep immediately, okay, I know the correct answer. Go through the paragraph completely, get an idea, then you decide yourself before you keep the pen on the paper. Okay, children? Read the following sentence from your lesson and identify the underlined expression. He nibbled at the root and the sugar cane. The expression sugar cane is a compound noun. It is a combination of two nouns. See here example, sugar plus cane equal to sugar cane. Now read your lesson and pick out at least two compound nouns. First of all, we will go through the definition of compound word. Compound word is made when two words are joined to form a new word. Here if you see, sugar gives meaning, cane gives meaning. Individually these two words gives two different meanings. We are making it into a word and it gives completely different meaning. It is known as compound word. And what did they ask here? Now read your lesson and pick out at least two compound nouns. Sugar is a noun, cane is a noun. Together it is making a new word. That's why we will call it as compound noun. Compound noun means a noun plus noun equal to compound noun. For example, here these are the words taken from your lesson, the town mouse and the country mouse. Coconut water. Coconut is a noun, water is a noun. So it is a compound noun. Sugar cane, already mentioned here. Town mouse, mouse country, etc. Orange juice. Like this, many words are there in your textbook lesson. You can go through the lesson carefully and underline the compound words. See here. Let's form some compound nouns now. This is an exercise related to compound nouns. Join each word in column A with a suitable word in column B to form compound nouns. The first one is done for you. I have told you already. Compound noun means a noun plus noun equal to compound noun. Birthday. Okay, birth plus day equal to birthday. It comes under compound noun. Like that you have to fill in the blanks with other compound nouns. Okay, do the matching carefully and then write the words here without any spelling mistakes. Doorbell. Okay, still what can you write? Handkerchief. Like that, go through the other options also and fill in the blanks carefully without any mistakes. Grammar. Read the following sentences and notice the underlined words. It's always quiet in the country. Sometimes it is quieter than today. My grandfather says that our village is the quietest among all the villages in our district. Here, this is a very small paragraph type they have given here. These sentences were already there in our DELT lesson also. What did they underline here? Quiet, quieter, quietest. Let us go through now. The underlined words are adjectives. Adjective means it tells or describes about noun. Here about what they are describing about the countryside or village. But they are different in degrees of comparison. Adjectives are used in different forms to show the degrees of comparison. Means here see the first one is in positive degree. In positive degree no comparison is made. Comparative degree, second and the third are in comparative and superlative degrees respectively. Comparative degree means it is compared with another one. Superlative degree, it is ultimate, means it is best. Whenever we want to make comparison, we use like this degrees of comparison. Already these degrees of comparison learnt by you in 6th class also. Then you may get doubt, then what is strange here? Why should we learn this topic once again? The levels of learning will be increased comparing to 6th class. So here they have given in a very, just they have given introductory part of degrees of comparison. Let us do those exercises also. And they have done one question as a specimen, means example for you. Here is a list of adjectives. Write the other degrees of them. The first one is done for you. Use a dictionary and check your work. Note, usually short words take er and est as suffixes to form other degrees. Here if you observe, they have given some of the questions and first one has been done for you. Dark, darker, darkest. What did they add here at the end? Suffix means it will be added at the end of the word. You have to remember this also. We have done about this already. Prefix means it is added at the before the word. Suffix means it is added at the end of the word. Here where are they adding? At the end of the word. Rest of the words also should be done by you like this. Note, words with 2 or more than 2 syllables take more and most respectively in comparative degree and superlative degree. So this is one more model. What is this model? In the before exercise, if you see in the before page, we have added er and est at the end of the word. But here what are you adding? You are adding a word more and most. More is added for comparative degree and most is added for superlative degree. See here, useful, more useful, most useful. Like this it should be added for other words also. Unlike the above, some words change completely in other degrees. Here in an irregular way it comes. Observe here, much, more, most. 3 words are entirely different. In the same manner, for rest of the 3 words also will come like this only. See, good, better, best. Like this, it should be done by you. Read the following sentence from your lesson and notice the underlined word. May stay with you. Which word they have underlined here? May. The underlined word may is an helping verb. It is used to take or give permission in a formal way. While we are talking with elders or superiors or with any officials, we speak in a formal way. But can is used to take or give permission in an informal way. We prefer to speak with younger ones and at the same time with our friends also. So here what are you going to learn? You are going to learn what kind of word can be used while we are speaking in a formal way, and at the same time if you are speaking in an informal way, what kind of word can be used. May is used in a formal way, can is used in an informal way. Can I leave this place? Taking permission. You can go now, giving permission. May has another use also. It is used to express possibility. Okay, it may happen. There is a chance or opportunity of happening like this. It may rain today. Maybe possibility is there. It may means may or may not be, but I am thinking or expressing that it may happen. So here you have to observe this very carefully. Read the following sentences and say what they mean. Choose the right answer from the choices given below. Here they have given 5 questions. Common options are there for each and every question. See first one, may I come in, sir? What are the options given here? Option A, giving permission. B, taking permission. C, expressing possibility. If you observe rest of the 4 questions also, same options will be there. Then what should you observe here? One more thing has to be observed by you very carefully to answer this exercise very easily. What is it? I'll tell you. One thing you have to remember, taking permission or asking permission will give the same meaning, and taking permission or asking permission means always it will be there in the question form only. Giving permission will be there in the form of a sentence. Giving permission will be there in the form of a sentence. That has to be observed by you. Very important point, children. You have to remember it very well. Then only you can answer this kind of exercise very easily. Taking or asking permission means it will be there in the form of a question. Giving permission will be there in the form of a sentence. May is used in a formal way and can is used in an informal way. See, in the before exercise they have given like multiple choice questions. Here they have given blank, means you have to write the answer. When can you write the answer very clearly without any mistakes? If you understand about the topic, then only you will be able to answer well. See, rewrite the following sentences as directed. Where did they direct? For each and every question they have mentioned in the brackets very clearly how should you answer or in which manner the question has to be answered by you. You have to follow those directions before you write the answer. The boy seems to cry if you do not buy an ice cream for him. Express this using may. You have to write the same sentence by deleting or omitting some words and by placing may. Where can you place the word may? In place of seems to. What can be placed? May. The boy may cry if you do not buy an ice cream for him. In the same manner, rest of the 4 questions has to be answered by you. See the second one. You can use my camera if you need. Give permission. How can you write? You may use my camera if you need. Because here they have mentioned very clearly you have to use may only. Okay, children, answer them very carefully. First of all, go through, then only you will get an idea to answer well. Read the following sentence from your lesson. I wish there was an air-conditioned coach. Starting of the lesson only they have given this. At that time I have mentioned also. This comes under unreal past. We will learn about this in a detailed manner in our textual exercises. Okay, the above sentence expresses unreal past. First of all, you should know what is unreal past. What is unreal past? It did not happen or it is not happening at this moment present. Then you think it will be nice if it happens like this. And what is the meaning of the sentence? I wish there was an air conditioned coach. It was not an air conditioned coach. It is a general compartment. But I feel it will be nice if it is an air conditioned coach. What is the structure to write unreal past? We use wish plus subject plus past tense. Okay. This is the pattern to write the sentences in unreal past. This has to be remembered by you. This sentence means, I am sorry there is no air conditioned coach. Okay. Now, express the wishes of the people mentioned below using unreal past. What is the structure or pattern for that? Wish plus subject plus past tense. The first one is done for you. Sindhu has missed her school bus. She has to go to school urgently. She wishes to have a car. How would Sindhu express her wish? Okay. What is her wish here? First of all, you recognize that. She wishes to have a car. Why did she wish like that? Sindhu has missed her school bus and she has to go to school urgently, very fast. Then immediately she thought, it will be very nice if I have a car. But does she have? No. Okay, then how can you write? You have to remember the pattern, means structure of the unreal past. She wishes to have a car. You have to recognize the wish in that sentence. Which sentence is telling the wish? That sentence has to be written in unreal past. If you are able to grab or grasp that idea, then you can answer very well. I wish. Here they have mentioned wish plus subject plus past tense. I is common because you are telling, others are not telling. Unreal past is being told by you. So that's why I will come at first. Then you have to follow the structure or pattern. Wish plus again subject I. Past tense. That's why in place of have, what did we keep? Had a car. She wishes to have a car is written in unreal past as I wish I had a car. Okay, children. So you have to go through the sentence very carefully once again and recognize the sentence in those many sentences. What has to be written in unreal past? If you are able to recognize that, then you can answer very easily. Always you remember I, first person, that only will come, because here you are expressing your wish. Okay, rest of the 4 sentences also answered by you like this. I will tell second sentence also. I will explain the second one also, go through. Anita wants to abolish the system of exams. She wishes to be the Prime Minister. How would Anita express her wish? So, what is her wish? She wants to be Prime Minister. Then, how can you answer? I wish I were the Prime Minister. After I, it should come, what should come? Were. So, it has to be written like this only. I wish I were the Prime Minister. Remember, children, textual exercises has to be answered with a pencil only. Then there will be a possibility of erasing and writing the correct answers wherever you write mistakes. And go through the lesson carefully before you start answering the textual exercises. Pay attention, concentration at the time of answering these, and every day at least read 3 questions from your material and use the textual glossary at the time of speaking to others, which will be very helpful to remember the meanings of those words. Precautions to be followed to protect from COVID-19.